Sir, making you the host, you can slowly start meanwhile, okay? ठीक है sir? Hello, Manas sir?
हाँ जी मैं म्यूट में ही बोल रहा था हाँ जी
Okay. You are the host now. You can slowly start, okay?
yes I will start.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just allow me a minute. Hi Majid, hello Krishnan.
Hello, sir.
Hi,
Good morning, sir.
good morning. Okay, so let me share my screen, just allow me a minute. My screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir. Visual.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let me explain about the NRC syllabus. You all aware about the Encore and NRC part? The new CCNP?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so okay. In my last class, I explained all these things. Okay, so if you are all aware about this, so I will just start about the NRC part. If you want, please let me know. I can just explain about the Encore and NRC syllabus and what is the difference. So you can let me know. Should I explain it again?
Yes, sir. Once again.
Okay. Then let me explain. Okay. So previously, it was the CCNP routing and switching. Okay. And in the exam also, there are 3 topics. One is routing, another is switching, another one is the troubleshoot. But now it's something different, but a lot of topics are same still. So right now it's the Encore and NRC. Once you will complete both the Encore and NRC, you will get the certificate, global certificate from the Cisco. Okay. So for that, for the global certificate CCNP, you need to pass both the exams. One first is the Encore, okay, then the NRC. These 2 exams need to be passed. Okay, so let me explain about the Encore. So I am under the impression that you people are clear on the CCNA part, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have the basic idea about the routing part, the static routing, the dynamic routing, and the subnetting part, FLSM, VLSM, and something theoretical knowledge about the FHRP. So all is clear? You can let me know so that accordingly, because let me show you one thing in the NRC. If you can see, it's directly from the troubleshooting part. You can see all the routing protocols, troubleshoot, everything is troubleshoot. VRF is troubleshoot about the EIGRP. So this is the reason I am asking you repeatedly. So please let me know whether if you have complete clear knowledge about the EIGRP. If you don't have the clear knowledge, and I will start directly from this one, the troubleshooting part, then it will be trouble for you also and me also. Okay, so if you want to means revise this EIGRP again, so that you can let me know before my starting of the class, just I will do a very small diagram. I will let you know all the theory, all the concept behind the EIGRP. Okay, so it's up to you, you can let me know. So mainly 4 things: EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, MPLS, and the VPN. I will cover again all the things. Okay, GRE, MGRE, NHRP, IPsec, dynamic neighbor, how the SPOC communication will be there. So everything I will cover in the VPN, but in the EIGRP, OSPF, and BGP, on these 3 things, please let me know whether you have the basic knowledge. Else I need to start from the basic.
The basic knowledge we are having, but if you are going to start any troubleshooting for any topics, you can brief little. That will be okay.
Okay, so you want me to start it again from the okay, no problem. Once I will start the NRC. Okay, so first what I will do, because the NRC, the main thing is the routing part. EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, MPLS, and the DMVPN, and GRE, MGRE, IPsec. Okay, all things I will cover. But for the OSPF, EIGRP, before the starting of the NRC, I will just give you 1 hour session for the basic part only, CCNS, so that it will be good for you. We can revise there, and while doing the troubleshoot part, it will be very easy for you. Okay. So one more thing, let me explain about the NCORE and NRC. Again, I will NCORE and NRC, I will give the explanation of all the things, what is there, what is not there, what we need to study. And after this, I will give you very small thing about the interview preparation. The most important thing is to crack the interview. Again, I am telling. So why I am telling that interview is the most important thing, but because somehow you are preparing for this on the NCORE and NRC, whatever. So you are preparing to crack the interview. Okay. To pass the exam is a different thing. Okay. But interviewer will ask something different questions. You can see a lot of theoretical question will be there in the paper. But interview will ask, when you will write on the resume, you have 6 years of experience, you have 6.5 years of experience. Then you will mention the NRC part, the NCORE part. Somehow you are eligible for the L2 to L3 in between. Okay. Then no one will hire for you the L1 or the monitoring part. So when you will attend the interview for the L2 part or L3 part, the question will be something different. Okay, so these things I will let you know how we'll prepare, because for the every topic, once I will cover the EIGRP, we'll do a basic session for a small session like 1 hour or 90 minutes for the interview preparation. Okay, because this is the most important thing. Without the interview preparation, it's very difficult to crack the interview. Okay. So let me start something. Let me show you, because last class already I have shown this one, the NCORE part and the NRC part. Let me repeat it again. After that, we need to start. So first one is just a minute. So you are already means working professional. So anyone please let me know what is the meaning of the architecture in the networking environment. Else I will explain.
Architecture,
Yes,
we can say that how the network is like connected.
who is telling this one? Because I am not seeing who is telling. Could you please repeat the
Okay.
name?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, what is the architecture?
Architecture, that means how the network you have built up, like what protocol we are using, how the connectivity, how tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 kind of connectivities are there. So all those things we can uh, come under the architecture part.
Yes,
Like
you are right. Yes, you are right. Okay. So architecture part is something like that. Tier 2 architecture is there, tier 3 architecture is there. And the main architecture part, what is the working of this architecture part? Okay, in the NCORE, it's just a theory. What is tier 2? What is tier 3? If what is the collapsed core? If you are known about the terminology collapsed core, what is the collapsed core? When we will mix the L2 and L3, we will remove the in between the layer. Okay, so then that time it is known as the collapsed core. Okay, so this is the theoretical question, but no one in the interview, no one will ask you, as you are giving the interview for a L2 professional or L3 or L2.5, whatever. Okay, so then that time no one will ask you what type of question, means what is tier 2, what is tier 3, no one will ask you. Okay, so then that time, if you will tell that I am working on the architecture part, so this simple question will be arised, that have you prepared any kind of diagram? have you given any kind of architecture to a site? Suppose you are working on a site, remote site, not the data center. Okay. For the data center, you need minimum more than 10 years experience. Okay. So for the working on a remote site, suppose there are 2 SD-WAN works, 3 L3 devices, and 50 L2 devices. Very small site. Okay. L2 site. So then that time they will ask you, have you prepared any kind of architecture for that site? So what you will answer, because you are in giving the interview for the L2. So definitely you need to tell, yes, I have prepared. Whether you have not prepared, whether you have prepared, I don't know. Okay. So, but you need to tell yes. So this is the reason. Again, I am telling you the most important section is to crack the interview. And suppose you are not working on the architecture part. Till now, you have not worked. Have you worked on the Visio diagram, Microsoft Visio? Anyone?
Yes, I have worked. Yes, I have prepared the diagram for in Visio for my client.
Yes, Majid actually, Krishnan is joined for the first time. Again, this is the reason I am repeating. From tomorrow, we'll directly enter into the NRC class. Because he's the new person I can see, Krishnan. So, and Rachit is also new. So, again, I need Samir class, someone is there. So, I need to give the demo session again. I know it's quite irritating for you, but I need to give the demo again. Okay, from tomorrow we'll directly start from the EIGRP NRC part. Okay, because if I will not give the demo again, so these 3 new guys there will be some problem. Okay, so okay, my question was that have you prepared any kind of means architectural part? Have you given any kind of diagram to the new site? Have you provided anything to the new site regarding the architecture part? So
Yes.
then that time we need to tell yes. Okay, so my question was that I am not listening to someone told that he has worked on the Visio. So you know about the Visio, Microsoft Visio. Anyone?
Yes, I have prepared the diagram.
Okay, okay. So you have prepared the diagram, and from where you collected all the devices details. Means suppose you are working, then the question will be like that. Suppose I am working on a environment and I have given this some kind of diagram to the new site. It's not only the diagram, you need to provide the device details also. Which device they need to buy. For the core, what they need to take. For the access, what they need to take. If they have any kind of server, so then that time for server, we are mostly recommended the Nexus. So these devices you need to prepare. And after that, the question will be for the core, what are you recommending? For the access, what are you recommending? And how we will do the study. Suppose right now I have 50 switches. And right now the that site is squeezed. It is something smaller now. So how you will do the study? How many switches they need for this site? How many devices they need for this site? How many wireless controllers they need for this site? And how will prepare this part and how will provide this all the device details to the site. So have you worked on the BOM also, the bill of material?
Not much, but one, 2 times I have shared. I have taken all the details from the Cisco site. The client has given me their ID, so I have taken all the details from the Cisco website.
Yes, yes.
We
From
can
the
download the form from there as well.
yes, from the Cisco site, you need to take the details. What is the device details you need to put? You need to decide who is for or which device I need to give. For the access layer, which device I need to put. For the WLC, which device I need to give. Okay, these things, everything you need to prepare. I will let you know in the class how to, because you are aware about this. It's very good, but other people are not aware about this. So how to prepare the bill of material, BOM. So these things I will let you know for the interview purpose. Okay, after the cover of this is the anchor, but this class is for the NRC. So as you are new, so I'm giving just the recommendation of how the interview will ask and what is the topic on the anchor part. Okay. Now come to the wireless part. Okay, this is the most important thing in the Encore, because in Encore I have seen a lot of topics are included in the WLC part, means wireless controller. This one, and if you can below, yes, this one. Okay, everything is covered in the wireless part. If you will cover from the Encore, if you'll go all the topics from the Encore, then 40 to 50% wireless topic will be covered, because here only thing is left that Encore configuration is not there, mobility configuration is not there, and somehow the full Encore also is not there. Okay, so these things are left in the Encore, but 40 to 50% are here. Okay.
SD1
So-
is also part of this.
Anyone is asking anything?
I'm asking SD1 is also part of this info.
Yes, SD1 is the part of the Encore, but it's completely the theory. Because SD1, it's a completely different one. And in the CCI syllabus, SD1, SDA, and automation. Automation is also here. SDA is SD1 also here. SDA is also here. But these three are only the basic. What is the VPNs? What is the V1? These things. Okay. And is the SDXS? What is the DNAC? How will onboard the WLC into the DNAC? How the switches are onboarded into the DNAC? You know about the DNAC. This is a very new technology.
Yes, yes.
Yes, DNS center. So for that, I will show you, because we have the sandbox access. So anyone can access the sandbox freely. So from the sandbox, I can show you how to deploy, how to create the site name, because without the site name, you cannot deploy a device. Okay. So once you will deploy the wireless controller on that site, once it will be synced, every access point will you can see on the DNAC. Okay. So let me come into that topic. So in the wireless part, anyone working on the wireless here?
Yeah, I worked a little bit.
Yes. Okay. So actually wireless is, a lot of people have worked on the 5508, 5520, 3504, 2504, the ARS part. Okay. But right now it's completely outdated. Only I think 5520 that is running, and that will be outdated on 2027 March 31st, I think. March or April. Okay, but it will be outdated on 2027 only. Only 5520 is left now. So what Cisco deployed? Cisco already deployed the 9800 controller. Okay. On this class, I will completely show you. Let me do one thing for you. It will take some time. I have the 9800 setup. Let's wait for some time. It will take 5 minutes. Okay. So 9800 controller is very easy. Okay. It's completely like a switch. So it's a catalyst switch, not the chassis type. It's just a catalyst switch. Whatever command you are putting on the switch, same command on router, same command it will work. But for the wireless, something different command is there. Like if you want to see the access point on the wireless part, then show AP summary you can see. If you want to see how many clients are there, so clients tail you can see there. So and mobility tunnel you can see there. These commands are different, but 30 to 40%, whatever you are using on the switch side, that command you can see easily here. Okay.
So wireless part will be completely with along with the lab as well, or what?
Lab. This is the reason it's, you can see here it is written the describe. Okay. And now come to this one, wireless. Let's again describe. But what will be benefit for you if I will only describe? If I will tell you, suppose what is access point? So and then I will ask you what is the mobility tunnel. Then I will ask you what is the channel reference. Okay. So again I am telling this is something for the L2 preparation, L2 or in between L3 CCNP part. So if I will only let you know what is what, then no one will, if you can't crack the interview, I'm guarantee you. Okay. So this is the reason what I need to do. I will need to explain. Suppose I will tell you what is WLAN. You also know what is WLAN. Everyone know about the SSID WLAN. Everyone is aware about that. But
No, I'm asking about some deeper side. Like let's suppose in the wireless part, okay. So someone asked for what is WLAN and what protocol is communicated between AP and controllers. That is all. But I'm
everything is
asking about
covered.
the authentication part, like certificates-based authentication. Few users will authentication from the ICE and all. How EPLS, TPLS will happen? What is will the call flow, like traffic flow,
Yes,
and
this is the
how
reason. Yes,
using IPs from DSCP.
what the query in between, like the little bit deeper I'm asking.
First three question I got you about the EFL, about the certificate authentication. Last question you asked something about the DSCP. Could you please repeat that?
Yeah, and how the users are getting IP from the AP, how AP will get the IP from DSCP.
Why users will get the IP from the AP? AP will get the IP from DSCP and user will get the IP from DSCP. None of the
Yeah,
user. Yes.
that is correct.
Hmm.
But all those things, what query, what
Yes.
protocol, all
Yes.
those things, because the
Yes.
authentication
Yes.
is very critical. And
Authentication is critical. Authentication is here
yeah,
in this part.
okay.
This will be covered, including the profile, how we'll create the tags, how we'll create the flex, how we'll create the policy, how we'll create the site tags and tags. Everything I will show you in the lab. This is the reason I just started it. The 9800 WLC, it will take some time.
I logged in from the mobile, so I think I'm not able to see clearly in your PDF. Okay, that is why I'm asking you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, now come to this part. My PDF is not visible to you. From mobile also you can see. Just try.
It is visible, but it's very difficult to read because I'm on mobile.
Okay, no problem. No problem. In the class, I will let you know. It's not an issue. Okay. So this is everything in the from the I have this 9800 virtual setup. Okay. So from that WLC, I will let you know how to do the authentication, how to create the tags, how to create the site tags, how to create the WLAN. Okay. These things I will let you know. And after this, you can see in the WLC part, a lot of things are there. What is the RSSI? What is the signal to noise ratio? How AP will be work? How CAPWAP tunnel will be formed? These things I will cover. Okay. But again, I am telling the question will be asked like that. Suppose some of the access point is not joining to the controller. What you will do? This thing is not here. Okay. Here, because here the troubleshoot part is not there. But the questions what they will ask, let me open the pen. They will not go through this course to ask you this question. Suppose this one is an access point. And this one is
এটা হচ্ছে তোমার ওই আমি আর পিউ পুজো দিতে গেছিলাম বদ্রীনাথ ধাম, ঠিক আছে? হ্যাঁ, বদ্রীনাথ ধামে জাসিডিতে। জসিডিতে। ও জসিডি? হ্যাঁ, বদ্রীনাথ ধাম আছে না? হ্যাঁ, বৈদ্যনাথ ধাম থেকে আমি আর পিউ ওই গেছিলাম, তখন আমাকে পড়িয়ে দিয়েছিল বিয়ের জন্য।
Please mute. If anyone is not asking anything, please mute.
বেশি দিন হয়ে গেলে ফুলে নদী টদিতে দিয়ে দেবে।
হ্যাঁ, পুকুরে দিয়ে দিত।
হ্যাঁ।
Sir, can you mute him, Supriya? Hi, Supriya, can you mute yourself? Sir, you can mute. Yeah, you can.
Yes, sir. Muted.
So these are the topics whatever I shown you in this PDF. So these are the describe part. Okay, I will let you know how to create all the tags, policy, flags, WLAN on the 9800 WLC from this virtual. Okay, but the question will be asked. There's something they will ask. Suppose this is the access point. Okay, suppose this is the access point, and this is the WLC. Now my concern is that this access point is not joined with the WLC. Okay, either any of the WLC. So can anyone explain what is the troubleshoot procedure? What you will do on the L1 level? What you will do on the L2 level? What you will do on the L3 level? Can anyone explain? Whatever you know, you can tell. It's not an issue. I will explain after that. If anyone worked on the WLC part, please explain.
Can you repeat your question, please? Maybe I can answer.
Okay, no problem. Suppose this is the access point. Okay, I'm just giving an example of the one of the access point, and this is one WLC1 and this is the WLC2. I want this access point to join either of the WLC. Okay, for this, but suppose come to the first question. This access point is not joining with the WLC1. You can, as of now, you can leave about WLC2. This access point is not joining with the WLC1. So what should be the troubleshoot procedure beginning from L1 to L3?
First of all, we need to check whether that AP is connected on the correct switch port where all the VLANs are allowed with respect to the WLC. Okay. And we need to check on the AP whether the cap-up tunnel is established between controller to AP or not.
This tunnel is started, but it's getting the message from 255, 255, 255, 255. Then anyone told anything, I think. Yes, go ahead.
So AP is connected on the correct switch port, that we need to verify.
AP is connected to the correct switch port. Okay, then the second step.
The second, we can check whether this AP is the cap-up tunnel is established between.
Don't go to the cap-up tunnel now. First you checked whether it is cable is properly connected or not, port is up or not. Okay, properly switch is not connected or not. It's over. That part is over now.
Yeah.
Now you need to check whether it is getting the IP properly or not. From that segment, it is getting the AP is getting proper IP or not. This is the second thing. Okay. Yes. Now the third one.
Third one, we need to check are the APs reachable from the controller or not.
AP is not joining to the controller, my question. Okay, leave it. Let me explain.
No, the reachability part is different, I suppose, and the joining part is different, I suppose.
Reachability, let me explain. Okay, for this, what we need to go step by step. First, I told you cabling, you need to check, and everything is good. IP is you need to check whether IP is good or not. From the proper subnet, you are getting the IP or not. It's also okay. The most important thing is you need to check if WLC and AP is not joining to the WLC. The most important thing is that you need to check the 43. You know about the 43. Every people about the option 43, how it will be configured, where it will be configured, and how it will, why it is being configured. You are aware? Okay, let me explain. Anyone known about the option 43 part for the WLC? This is the most important thing in the option 43 for the WLC. Okay. So for the option 43, why I told this important, this is the hexadecimal format of the WLC IP. Generally in the production environment, in a good production environment, we are keeping two IP. One is for the management, one is for the production. Okay. Generally 99% time for the Cisco recommendation, we are using the production IP as option 43. You just need to convert the option 43 to the hexadecimal. Okay. Once the hexadecimal will be created, so for that there is some F104 like this one. F104, it will be the starting for the Cisco, and if you have 2 WLC, it will be F108. Then the IP of the hexadecimal format. This you need to be configured on the DSCP part. Okay. On the DSCP, where it is your API IP is configured, that subnet is configured from where the access point is getting the IP from the DSCP part. On that scope, the option 43 is configured. Once the option 43 is configured, access point can identify which WLC I need to go. Because in your environment, it's not a small environment. You have more than 50 WLC controller. In big environment, we are more than 50 controller. So AP don't know where you need to go. You need to go Singapore, you need to go Dallas, where you need to go, you don't know. So what you need to check from the DSCP part, you need to check whether my option 43 is good or not. These things, this is mandatory things you need to check whether you have correct configured the proper option 43 on the DSCP part or not. Sometimes it is in that DSCP part on the option 43 is also correct. But after that also joining is not created, means pop tunnel started, but it is getting the reply from the 255, not from the directly WLC. So on that case, if after all the three troubleshoot will be failed, the last part will be you need to do a hard reset. Once hard reset will not be good, then you need to do what thing? You need to do the manual configuration of the IP. This is the last option.
Option 43
Yes.
part, where we need to configure? We need to configure or the switch level or the AP level?
No, it's in the for the DSCP part. You know, first access point will get the IP for the suppose access point. Let me write my PN. Just a minute.
But the access point will be connected over the switch port only, huh?
Access point will try to understand. Access point will be connected on the switch. Okay. And user also connected on the switch. Okay, but where they will get the IP? We have some DSCP server in our environment. Yes.
Yeah,
Suppose
that also will be configured over the switch part. Everything should be configured over the switch only, yeah.
you can configure the DSCP on the switch. You can configure on the DSCP on the router. Okay. You can configure on the DSCP on the wireless itself. But this is not recommended. When you are working on, suppose you have 50 WLC, you have more than means 15,000 access point on your environment. Okay, it's not recommended because for that we have the specific DSCP server. I will let you know how to configure the DSCP server because InfoBox is there. If anyone is used the InfoBox, he's know aware about the DSCP part. So for this, my IP is this one. If you are using the DSCP on the switch level also, you need to put the option 43. Suppose this one is 10.110/24. This is the AP subnet. You got about the AP subnet? AP subnet means from this subnet, access point will get the IP. Okay. So on this subnet, when we will declare this on the DSCP, there is a option called vendor encapsulation. This will, you can see. Here you need to put the F10 for F108. After that, the hexadecimal format of that access point. On my class, I will let you know how to convert the hexadecimal format. Okay. So these things you need to put on the DSCP part. Once this access point will get the IP from the DSCP, or if you want to configure on in the switch also, it's not an issue. You can configure on the switch if you only one subnet, two subnet. Okay. So once suppose one IP, this one I will get 10.1.1.1. This access point will get. Now this access point will check what is the option 43. This is the option 43 vendor encapsulation. Which access point hexadecimal format is there? Directly he will try to go to that WLC. It's clear to you now? Or still not clear? Hello? Krishna and Majid, Rachit, Samir, Supriya. It's clear?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
It's clear how this option 43 will work, because this is the most important thing in the WLC part. This is the first question.
Yes, because in the environment where I worked in last company, where we are using the centralized DSCP, which is installed in data center, and in the site level switches, we are configuring that DSCP IP under DSCP configuration. We are putting that option 43.
Yes. Yes. In the DSCP, you need to put the option 43. You are right. So for that, in the switch level also, if you want to configure, or the router level, WLC level, it's option is there. You can configure. But for this, DSCP is there, recommended one. Because if you have, suppose a lot of more than 1,000, 2,000 subnet you have, it's not, switch cannot handle all this for the option, the DSCP, but you have the central DSCP. Okay. So for that, you should have the option 43 need to configure. From the option 43, AP will go to the appropriate WLC. These things I will let you know practically how you need to configure, how AP will be go. Once everything will be good, if after that also it will not go to the proper WLC, so you need to do the hard reset. Hard reset button is there, and after that you need to configure it manually. We don't have any other option. Okay. And after that, the same question already I told you. Suppose they will ask, I have 5 WLC and this access point need to go the Singapore one. How it will identify? Through the option 43, it will identify to which WLC I need to go. Okay. Some 2-3 question I told you, but a lot of question from the encore part, the wireless part will be raised. I will let you know in the class. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Now same thing is now coming to this part. Okay. The WLAN configuration and from the wireless part, everything we will see on the class how the algorithm will be worked and what is the layer 2 roaming, layer 3 roaming. Suppose you have two WLC on your site. Okay. Suppose one is Singapore, central one is Singapore, one is Dallas. Some WLC access point are connected to the Singapore, some WLC some access point are connected to the Dallas one. Okay. So how roaming will be worked there? Okay, these things I will let you know, because if you have multiple WLC connected with the multiple access point, then the time roaming also will be there. It's also L2 issue, L3 issue. Okay, I will let you know. Then some SD1 basic, very basic, like we want VPNs, these things are there here in the Encore. Same in the SDXS. So I will show you the GUI interface, how the in SDXS, how the controller means the DNAC part, how you need to onboard, because right now on every environment, once you will configure any kind of devices, you need to onboard into the SDA. Okay, because next 4 to 5 years, SDA will be completely implemented on every company. Okay, because it's a very easy solution to identify the troubleshoot issue, to identify or to monitoring all the access points, switches. It's very, and you can upgrade the image from directly here through the gold one. So it's a very interesting one. Very short thing series introduced on the Anchor part. I will show you for the GUI. Okay. Then the quality of service is there. These things we will do some practical. Okay. And these are the very theory. What is the SAP table? What is the CAM, PAPE? What is the routing information base? Some kind of table. Okay. Then the virtualization part, again, it's the theory. What is the hypervisors? How, suppose you are working on the switch side and some other team are working on the server side. Okay, somehow you need to do the trunk and then need to do the teaming. So what is teaming? What is virtual switch? Suppose you are doing the teaming on the server, and without the virtual switch, that will not work. How you will create the virtual switch? It's not our job, but somehow what will happen if you are working on the server team, they are not aware about this complete part. Okay, what we need to do on the switch side, what they need to do, somehow they will be confused. So you need to explain them. You need to do the teaming, you need to do the virtual switch, you need to create all the teaming in the virtual switch. These things I will let you know. Okay, virtual switch is there, VM is there, what is the hypervisor 1 and 2. Okay, and the VRF is there. Okay, so and the GRE and IPsec tunnel. Okay, here I need to cover in the Anchor class. Also MGRE is there. It is not written in the syllabus, but MGRE also need to cover. So these things are completely practical. VRF, GRE, MGRE. So question will be like that. Suppose you are doing the GRE. So they will ask, suppose I will open the packet on the GRE. So what will be there? What will be the packet size? This type of question on the in between L2 to L3, they will ask. What is the GRE? What is the size of the packet size of the GRE? If I will open the packet, what will be there? What encapsulation will be there? Okay. Once I will configure the IPsec, and what is the packet size of the IPsec? Suppose I will implement the IPsec over a GRE tunnel. Okay, because you know GRE is not secured, IPsec is secured. I want to put IPsec over the GRE. So what will be the packet size? Something this type of question in the interview for the GRE, MGRE, IPsec, they will ask. What is the packet size of the native IPsec? What is the packet size of the transport mode, tunnel mode? This type of things. So for the packet size, I have only one solution. We need to open the packet and we need to see. Okay. So what is the packet size? See, only if I will tell the GRE is 98. Okay, you cannot believe. So I need to open the WARSAC. From the WARSAC, I need to show you. Okay. Now come to the something data center part. For the VXLAN part, suppose I want to communicate my L2 over an L3. So how I will use? It's a completely, it's not the lab here, because lab is for the completely data center part. If you are working on the completely Nexus data center and data center are different, you have only the L2 is there. I want to migrate my L2 means I want to communicate both the L2 data center over an L3. Okay, so how I need to communicate? What is the VXLAN purpose for that? These things, but here it's only the theory. Now in the switching part, also you are means you have completed earlier the CCNA part. So I am under impression switching is quite clear to you. Okay, so Then this time I will let you know, but this is all are practical. I will let you know again because this is the part of this syllabus. I will explain you all the things about the switching part. Okay. Then again, EIGRP, these things here, it's 30 to 40%. But the main thing is that NRC, it's the complete routing part. Okay. So I need to cover each and everything, EIGRP, OSPF, and after that the BGP, MPLS is there. So everything I need to cover. Just let me give you one difference. Suppose in Anchor, so in the Anchor, I will show this type of example to you. We'll do the lab on this. I have 2-3 labs. So what we need to do, local preference we need to do, AS path we need to do, MED we need to do. Okay. So in the Anchor part, I will let you know very small diagram. Okay, how it will be communicated from the R1 to R3. I want the communication should be for the 10 network. It should be go from R2 to R3. It's not from the R1 to R3. For that, we need to do the lab. Okay, because you know when the interviewer will ask the questions, the lower part they will put the HSRP and the upper part they will put the BGP. So question will be like that: HSRP, what will be happened in the LAN side? After that, they come to the BGP side. How the route manipulation will be there? Because in the BGP, why we are using the BGP? The main purpose is to manipulate the route. We have multiple attributes so that we can play with him. For the incoming, outgoing, we want to receive the 10 route from here to here. What I need to use here, what I need to use, and from the R1, what I need to use. Exactly, interviewer question will be like this. Okay, they will not ask you what is what. Please explain about what. What is the AS path? They will not ask about like this. They will directly give JL2, directly give you the diagram, and they will ask you. Suppose I want to communicate R1, R2, R3. My BGP is configured, everything is configured, but my 10 route is directly going from R1 to R3. Now there is some issue with this route. I want to communicate 10 to R2. So what will be my procedure? You need to explain. They will not tell you. You need to wait, either wait, MED, AS path, local preference. They will not tell you. You need to tell, you need to explain them. Okay. So something it is the Anchor part, very small diagram. In the basic, it will be clear. But once you will come to the, let me show you the NRC, how the diagram will be look like there. Where is BGP? Just it should be like this. Because here once you will do the NRC, your complete BGP will be cleared. After that, there will be no BGP for the routing switching level. Okay. So this type of very big diagram will be there. So I will configure the EIGRP as a IGP. I will communicate, everything will be communicated here. We need to configure the AS path. We need to configure the MED, everything on this one diagram on the BGP, we need to configure. This is a very big diagram. So this we need to configure. Something in the NRC part, because lab will be big here. And suppose I want to do you can see for the BGP dynamic part will follow this lab. Something this very means 7 to 8 route, or sometimes it will be 10 router in the NRC, because lab will be very big. Okay, in Anchor, small diagram, but in the NRC, the diagram will be big. Everything will be the lab. Okay, now come to the course content again. Yes, this is the Anchor again. So netting, I think it's clear to you from the CCNA part. Okay, but I will configure this one, net and pat. It's configure. Configure means I need to do the lab. How netting will be work? What is the pat? What is the other name of the pat? How overload is working? So these things. Yes, and this is the most important thing in the Anchor, HSRP and BRRP, because questions will be like that in the LAN part, lower one. SSRP, BRRP is configured, and the upper part, the BGP will be there. Big diagram they will give you through the pant. And you need to explain how the BGP will work on the upper side and learn how HSRP will be work. Okay, what is the split horizon? So these things they will ask. Then a PIM is there. Okay, so for the multicasting we are using. So PIM, one lab I will show you, but it's the describe for one lab what we are generally using. Okay, so these things I will show you on the PIM. And IGMP we cannot show you, just I will do the command to put the IGMP, because in IGMP we have some specific things on the company level, but here on the lab I need to put one command to join any client to the IGMP group. Then some basic thing, these are very basic thing. You all know about the what is the SNMP, what is the conditional debug, what is the difference between debugging, what is the difference between the conditional debugging. Anyone put debug command on the production environment here? Anyone? In the production environment, anyone put the debug command? All are silent. Okay. In the production environment, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. In the production environment, it is not recommended to put the debug. Conditional debug, somehow you can put, but debug command you cannot put. All the debugging, it will be start running, and your router, if you are using a small size router or the small size, suppose you are using a 9200 switch catalyst, and you will put the debug command, it will be hanged. So it's,
ICP load used, I think, when
yes.
we debug.
So debug command, conditional debug you can put, okay, but debug command if you want to put, it's not recommended during the production hour. Sometimes you will try to put on debug all UL, so sometimes it is not taking. If it will not take the UL command, then there will be a big issue, okay, on that switch or on that router, on that device. Okay, so SNMP part, what is the difference between SNMP version 2 version 3? Okay, so these things it will be covered here. What is the use of syslog server? In the router also we can use the syslog, and specific we have some syslog server in our environment. So for that, how you will use that syslog server? What is the command to put the syslog server? Okay, span or span, span, it is covered in the CCNA part, but I will explain you how you will do the port mirroring for the span, for the remote span, and the analyzer. These things I will let you know. Okay, then the SLA, IP SLA. Anyone heard about the IP SLA part? Because this same thing I will do the lab on the HSRP part, because SSRP I need to do the IP SLA. Okay, so anyone ever about the IP SLA part? Okay, suppose this is the router 1, this is the router 2, and the router 3. Suppose I am doing some kind of static configuration here. Suppose suppose 10 network or 20 network, some loopback I will create on the lab environment. I will create the loopback, but it should be the LAN. Okay, so suppose there is 10, 20, 30. Here it is connected, and it is either it is down, there will be any issue, it is not reachable. So if I will do the static routing in the R1, this will be shown or not? Suppose 10 network is not working, but is connected. Okay, but up to this one, everything is fine. So when I will put the show IP route in the R1, this 1, 10, 20, 30, whatever which loopback are not working in environment, it will be loopback. But in your general one, it will be the LAN network. So that 10, 20, 30, I can see in the R1 routing table or not? Very simple question. Someone will ask you this type of question in the IPSLA part. So you need to answer. Can anyone explain? Here 10, 20, 30 is connected. Let me write. 10.0.0.0 directly 24. And it is not, it is down. From the R1, I want to see so IP route. Static IP is configured. My routing part is good. Everything is good. but 10 network is not reachable. In my routing table, it will be there or not? Okay. So these things I will let you know, because this type of question will be arise for the IPSLA part. Okay. When I will do the HSRP part, same thing I will do. I will not, because I am in the LAN side. HSRP will work on the LAN side. On the one side, suppose outside the one router, there is something 8.8.8. You can imagine. And 8.8.8 is down now. My LAN network, they will continuously send the packet, but they will not get the reply. So what I need to do, suppose I'm in the LAN, outside there is a network and it is not reachable. Through the IPSLA, I need to configure. I need to put a number. I need to put the decrement value. Once that will be decrease, it will be removed. Okay, so that we are using the SSRP. If anyone is using the SSRP, so this IPSLA is configured. Okay, it's mandatory. These things I will let you know. IPSLA will cover twice in the HSRP also, and we have specific IPSLA parties here. Okay, jitter I will configure it here. And the netcomp part, restcomp part, I will not cover here netcomp, restcomp, because in the automation it is there. Automation part, while I will do my automation part, then the time the REST API, I will do the restcomp, how restcomp will be work, how netcomp will be work in the Cisco DNS Center, DNAC, how we will put the configuration through the restcomp. Okay, these things I will show you, and how the JSON file work, how the Python. So basic Python, from the Python we have, if anyone want to go to the complete automation, so Python is a different course, but a lot of things are here also. It is, they have included the anchor part. So on the Python, I have this one. Okay, so you can download it freely. So for the Python, we can do the lab, and for this one, we have specific sandbox. We have, through the sandbox we can do. Okay, anyone using the sandbox? 3-4 times I told about the sandbox, but no one is asking anything. So everyone is aware about the sandbox?
No, sir.
Okay, then I will let you know, because if you want to do the SCI lab, okay, if you want to do the DNAC lab, okay, we have the sandbox. I will let you know. Just you need to create your Cisco account there. Okay, I think everyone has the Cisco account, so just need to put your Cisco credential there. You will get the access. But once it will ask for the register part, it will be some charges will be there. But every time on there is some specific labs, 2-3 labs for every section, so you can use there. That will be free. Okay, somehow it is little bit slow, but you can manage easily. You can manage. I will let you know how to use the sandbox, because for the ACI generally we are using the sandbox. Okay, so these are the automation part, and something configuration how to do the .1x web authentication, PSKEFL. Anyone aware about the .1x part and the map authentication? Where you need to use the .1x and where you need to use that map. I don't know where map is there or not, but I need to cover what is the map authentication. So can anyone explain? Anyone aware about the .1x and the map authentication? Okay. So .1x authentication for the user part. Suppose I am the core employee of this, suppose organization ABC. Okay, and you are using the domain. I have my company laptop. Okay, so for that I have the ID. Okay, so for that on the Swiss level and on the ICE, we need to configure something. What I need to configure, I will let you explain. On that time, everything I will explain. But for the user part, we need to configure the .1x part. And for the MAC-based authentication, that is the MAC bypass. Suppose you have some kind of printer, because when anyone is working, suppose in a big environment, okay, very secured environment like a banking system, everything. Okay, so then that time what you need to do, for every port it should be authenticated. Without authentication, client will not allow to go. Suppose you have a printer. Okay, you have a IP phone is there, and client will ask you to please put the authentication there. Suppose anyone directly come with another laptop, he will not connect to my network. So how will do the authentication for the printer? how we will do the authentication for the IP phone, and how we will do the authentication for a VGO device. You know, VGO device, the video conference device. So every system we have the authentication. I will let you know in the class. Okay, this is the very practical thing, and lot of time I have seen interview will ask this type of questions. Okay, now these are the maybe here. So sometimes it's the and the threat defense, endpoint security, it's basic firewall. So anyone if knowledge about the firewall, they already aware about this. Else I will explain this one on the my class, the theory part. Okay, this is basic what I have covered in the ENCORE. This is just the syllabus. Okay, this is the ENCORE syllabus. Now come to the NRC. NRC is something, let me, the old syllabus. Because NRC is something like that. If you will cover ENCORE and NRC, so after CCI, means for CCI, we have covered around 70%. Okay. So only 30% left, that is the SD1, SD, and the automation part. Automation, a lot of things are there in the ENCORE part, but still automation is there in the CCI part. Okay, so let me, this is the old one, old CCI syllabus. When the routing switching is there, this is the CCI syllabus. But what in the old CCI syllabus and the new NRC, what are the same things? Okay, so EIGRP, I need to cover the EIGRP, named mode EIGRP also there. Okay, so EIGRP, I will start from the EIGRP because if I will show you this one, it will start from the directly troubleshoot. Okay, if I will not explain anything about the EIGRP part, about the OSPF part, about the BGP part, you don't know what is the administrative distance. I know a lot of people here aware about the AD part. Okay, but still for the other people, I need to explain what is the EIGRP, what is the AD value. And suppose I will ask what is the OSPF. Okay, what is the AD value there? Once I will cover EIGRP, OSPF, okay, BGP, MPLS, then we will jump to the troubleshooting part. Every troubleshooting part there, whatever in the course content, I will follow the course only. So I will let you know, because if I will not tell you what is the EIGRP, what is the SIA in the EIGRP, what is the feasibility condition? Suppose my feasibility condition is not working now. So what should the router do now? So what is the stuck inactive? After 180 seconds, what the stuck inactive router will work? So this type of things I need to explain first. Once my EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, and MPLS, DMVPN will be over, then we will jump into directly the AD part and what is the troubleshoot, because VRF also I will cover in the BGP. Okay, auto summarization, what is the how auto summarization will be work, and what is the manual summarization? It's already covered in the CCNP part, the summarization part, but still I will explain. Okay, so this type of things we'll do in the NRC, because NRC is completely the routing part. EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, MPLS, DMVPN, GRE, these are the, but GRE, MGRE is also there. NSRP, next up resolution protocol, how NSRP will be work. IPsec is there, but we need to implement one pure IPsec and one IPsec over GRE. Two things we need to implement on that. And dynamic network, this is the DMVPN part, spoke to spoke, directly spoke to spoke communication, how it will work on the DMVPN. And in DMVPN, it is only telling the singular, but DMVPN, three types of DMVPN. One is phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Okay, these things we will cover once this part up to BGP infrastructure, no, up to this one. Once I will cover this one, DMVPN will be covered, then only I can jump into this one, layer 3 technology and the layer 3 troubleshooting up to this one. Till now, any doubt? Because all are silent.
No, sir.
Other people? Then this one, this one is also covered in the ENCORE part. Is something is there. Okay, how the TACAX will be work, how TACAX plus will be work, how radius will be work. Okay, and AAA means you need to, suppose you want to enable the TACAX, you need to use the radius. So AAA new model command will be implemented. Without AAA new model, it will not be activated. Okay, so how we need to use that one, I will let you know. And some IPv4, IPv6, the SCL part is also there. We will cover that one. What is the COAP protocol? Okay. How it is the control policing. In the Encore also one lab is there. Okay. So we'll do the same lab here. How the SSS, these things are there. And these are very common things. How the console will work, how the VTI will work, what is the line VTI, why you are taking 0 to 4, why you are taking 5 to 15, what is the use of that line VTI. Suppose I want to do the telnet, what I need to configure on the router or switch level or the WLC level, what is the command I need to configure for the SSH. Okay. So these things we need to cover. Then the DSCP part, one of the starting from the class, someone asked about the DSCP part. Here we will cover how the DSCP relay agent will work. Okay. What is the DSCP option? Here we will cover the DSCP option. How many options are there in the DSCP option? So how DSCP server will work. Okay. So can anyone explain? Suppose you are working on the site A. Okay. And in my site B, DSCP is there. DSCP is not directly connected to the switch or router, or DSCP is not connected on the switch directly, or DSCP is not configured on the switch. So how my switch will know through the command which DSCP I need to go, what is the DSCP server address, which command we need to use? Anyone? DSCP is not directly connected. Okay. Suppose for the DSCP, generally suppose, let me explain. Okay. These are the interview questions they will ask you.
DORA process, I think.
DORA process, yes, very good. They will ask the DORA process also. So, but my question is that on the switch levels, suppose I am configured. You know how to configure the SVI? Anyone? I want to configure a SVI on a switch. What should I do? Anyone? How to configure SVI on a switch? Okay, in the switching part, I will let you know. Suppose interface VLAN 30. Okay. IP address, suppose I can use 10.1.1. Gateway I am configuring 254. I am using the complete subnet 255.255.255. Now tell me, for this subnet, I want the DSCP, all the devices, whether it is the user devices, whether it is the access point, okay, any device. So they will get the IP from the DSCP server from this subnet, and this subnet is configured on the DSCP server. Okay. So and DSCP subnet, it's the central one. Okay. So which command you need to use on the catalyst switch? Because in the catalyst and in the chassis, command will be different. Which command you need to use? Anyone heard about the helper address? Anyone ever about the helper address or DSCP relay agent? Krishnan, are you telling something?
So,
Okay, please tell. You are telling something?
no, sir.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So for that helper address, IP helper address, and the DSCP server IP you need to put. Okay. And if you are using any kind of chassis, suppose 3000, 7,000 will be outdated shortly. 9,000 you are using. Okay. So then that time you need to put the DSCP relay agent command is there for the Nexus part chassis. Okay. So that it will know where is my DSCP address when it will be the central one. I will on the lab, I will let you know on the, because it is in the switching lab also it is there. And in the NRC, DSCP part is there. So this type of question interviewer will ask. We need to be very clear. We need to prepare, and I need to explain you all the things. I will let you, right now I will show you one interview session, what I have given in my last batch. And the IPSLA part again, the jitter. how it will be the jitter will work, how will decrement the value IPSLA, something net flow. This one is also net flow analyzer is also there in the anchor part. Okay, and again the DNA part. And trust me, within 4 to 5 years, every company will implement this one DNA. The traditional network will be means everyone means you should have the knowledge on the catalyst, you should have knowledge on the chassis, but then the time what we can do from the DNAC, we can configure, we can upgrade, we can monitor this device. Okay, this is somehow the CCNP your NRC syllabus. Okay, now let me show you one thing, because the most important thing is interview session. Let me log in my last batch and core. Yes. Yes, this was the last batch on the interview session. Okay, just finished in the last week. So actually, if you are giving the means you have 6 years of experience, someone 7 year experience, someone 8, okay, and someone 5. In between to 5 to 8, they will count as L2, or in between L2 to L3. Okay, and a lot of people I have seen in the 5 years experience, they just do any kind of monitoring type of work. Means they have the SolarWind, they have the Ocean, this type of tools they have, and they just do this type of things. If this interface will go down through the service now ticket will be generated, they need to engage the concern team. Okay, a lot of people I have seen, but this is the biggest issue. If in the 5 years of experience you are still doing the same work, so you are somehow you are working as a L1. Okay, and if you are applying for the interview, okay, more than 5 years, so definitely interviewer will expect that the candidate should be in between L2 to L3 or L2, minimum L2. And then that time, if you will tell that I will do this kind of work, some monitoring kind of work, so then most probably they will not take you. Okay, directly your resume will be discarded there only. Okay, they will not select. So what you need to do, this was for the anchor. Same thing I will do for the NRC also. A lot of interview question, everything I have covered here. Okay, these are the some basic means project. Okay, because if you are not working on the architecture level, if you are not working on the replacement of directly replacement of switch and router, okay, new architecture of a change of a site, multiple access point installation of a site, extension of site, controller installation, that is the WLC part, image upgradation, these type of things you need to explain. On my, this is someone's 7 practical session was there only for the interview session. Okay, these are the project. So these things exactly same things, means this is for the anchor. NRC there will be different. So this is for the anchor. I need to cover all the things. Okay, how to need to prepare the BOM, how need to do the architecture, how need to replace the switcher router. And before, if you will tell that I have replaced the switcher router, okay, and then interviewer will ask, so please tell me what are the process you have followed before the replacement and after the replacement. You need to give all the answer, because I need to take the trace. Without trace, a replacement is not possible, because I cannot compare before the, suppose you did not take the trace and I am the client. I will tell you that time, XYZ, what is your name? XYZ, my port was working it before. Right now it is not working. Suppose that port was not working before, but client want you to do that activity in this time. Okay, and he knows that you don't have the trace. So what you will do? Well, XYZ, my port is working before, so you need to do it now. It should be work now. So what you will do? You should have that trace. So this is the very basic things you need to know, because if you will tell router switch replacement, then they will ask. And if you will not tell these things, I need to take the trace, I need to this type of send the mail. So clearly interviewer will know you are speaking some kind of lie. You did not do this kind of work. Okay, so we should be ready for that one also. New architecture of a SCN site. I will let you explain all the things, because this is the bigger one. Okay, it will take a lot of time. And multiple actions. Suppose one of the project come to your team. You are working on the project team. Okay, and one of the very small project. Suppose I need to install 50 access point on your site. So what should be your procedure now? How will you need to proceed? So these things you need to tell, so that somehow you can manage in between the L2 and L3, and all the course, you know, whatever I will teach, you need to follow all the things. And after that, this is the, on every class I will tell what is the interview will ask on that topic. And after the class, we need to do 2 sessions because NRC in 1 session I cannot cover the interview part, so we need to do. This is for the anchor, same thing. After that, some question has been written. 50% I have written, 50% you need to also read. If you will follow only this one, then it is also not possible to crack the interview. Everything you need to know. Like what type of troubleshoot you did in the recent issue. If anyone is given interview, so you also know that this is the first question. What type of troubleshoot you have faced issue? Then that time you cannot tell that there was a cable issue. No, this is not expected from the L2 or L3 level. So now you need to tell that it should be in between L2 and L3. I will let you know in the class also. And some basic networking, then EIGRP, some question is written here. SSRP, troubleshoot from the wireless part. But already 1-2 questions I have highlighted in this class. Okay, multiple things. Suppose you have an anchor. Okay, my mobility is not firming. To create the mobility, what type of port you need to use? Okay, which protocol it's mandatory to open in the firewall section? Okay, this type of things I will let you know. So, and some more things, how the DSCP issue. Someone is getting the APIPA. Okay, so what should you follow if you are getting the APIPA IP address? So these will be covered in my class, but from the next class, directly I will jump into the NRC to the EIGRP. So please let me know any concern, any doubt. Till now, all are quite silent.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Majid, for you, I know it's extremely irritating, but from the next class, means tomorrow, we'll directly jump into the EIGRP. Okay, no problem.
सर हिंदी में नहीं पढ़ाओगे?
Who asked this question?
रचित.
Rachit. Okay, just we'll discuss with Vishal sir and Abhishek sir, then we'll discuss. No problem. We'll do for you, no problem. No worry about that part. Okay. Majid, it's clear. Rachit. Samir, any doubt? Please
No,
ask.
No, it's fine for me. Huh?
Okay. Supriya, any doubt? Please ask.
No, sir, all clear. Just wanted to confirm that likewise you are talking about the SBI configuration. So SBI basically we are configuring it on the layer 3 switches.
Yes.
So for that we have to configure all the the commands that you are talking. We have to configure all the interface and the VLANs.
Yes.
So if I'm not wrong.
उनके जरा एक प्लेट में नमक डाल दो, काला नमक दे दो.
For L2, suppose you want to configure the SVI, the very first thing is that you need to create the L2 SVI also. Sorry, L2 subnet is, sorry, L2 your VLAN ID is there. Suppose I want to create VLAN 2. Okay. So that is the L2 part. VLAN 2 first I need to create. Then only your SVI will be work and one of the ports should be connected there. No.
Exactly.
Yes, but my question, why I have asked this type of question, my question was that for the DSCP part. When I came into the DSCP part, just I want to check whether you are aware about the SVI part or not. Okay, because in my switching, anchor switching SVI is there. Okay, because it's completely again I told you it's the CCNP is completely L3 level. Okay, so you need to know about the SPI because in my class, suppose I will do the NRC. Okay, SPI part is not there, but suppose interviewer will ask how to configure the SPI. You need to tell. We cannot deny that. Okay, so this is the reason for the interview purpose what they will ask. Okay, in my class, suppose 1-2 topic is not there, but I need to highlight this is not there. You can see. These are not there in the anchor syllabus. Multiple access point installation, new architecture change of a site, replacement switch router. These are not in this syllabus at all. You can see. But simply, I will cover the syllabus and you can go and you can sit on the interview. You cannot crack. Reason? A lot of people I have seen they still now working on the L1 level after the 5 years experience also. And after that, they will go for the interview on the CCNP level. And suppose I am an interviewer and I can see in your resume CCNP is written. So directly I will go in between L2 to L3. Exactly. Yes or no? So this is the reason on every class I need to highlight some interview question and in between suppose EIGRP will be over. 1 hour session for the interview. Then after my class, when everything will be over, 2 classes, 2 hours is 4 hours for the interview session. That will be my last.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. That makes
Because
sense.
yes, because to clear the paper, it's very easy. CCNS CCNP level paper, how we can clear. CCI, for that you need to read one by one command. Okay. But CCNS CCNP paper you need to clear. But the most important thing is CCNS CCNP while you are doing, suppose you have the certification, but you should have the knowledge, because everyone know how people getting the certificate of the CCN and CCNP. Okay. So you need to clear all the topic, how interval asked. So these things we need to cover here. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. Okay, any people, someone is written. Okay, any people, any other concern, please let me know. Else we can close. So we can wrap up.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not getting you. Anyone told anything? Okay, then I think we can close. Vishal sir, Abhishek sir, you want to highlight anything? Else we can close. Okay, then I'm closing. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.